Hey now. Was having some technical stuff happening. I was like, okay, why can't I do this? Like, what's happening? What's going out? But I did it. I made it. Yay. So welcome to Sacred Sunday, y'all, with me, Reiki Master Allison. We are here. We are live. I'm on my various platforms today. You know how we do. And I am super excited about the juicy conversation we are going to have. So let me just do one more thing and check one more thing and make sure everybody is where they're supposed to be. Because sometimes technology be doing its own thing, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that for shizzle. All right. I think everything's good. So come on in the room, say hello, say good morning, say whatever, just as long as it's said with love, because I am sending you love right back on this sacred Sunday. Yes. Huh. Let me calm down because I got a lot of exciting stuff happening right now. A lot of great things are happening. And I just feel good. I just feel good. I had an amazing walk this morning. It's been a while since I've gone outside to walk, because it's just been so freaking hot. So I'm like, ugh. But early in the morning, there's still like this little morning breeze. So it was it wasn't quite as hot as it is right now, you know, in that Georgia sun. So it felt pretty good to get out, to walk, to move around, to just be like in nature and everything. Hello, Goddess Alora's son over in the TikTok land. Thank you for the daily heart me. All right. So today, we are going to be talking about the Mercury retrograde, my babies. Yes. Ooh, Goddess Q, my Leo sister. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, Goddess. So, yes, we are going to be talking about the Mercury retrograde because this Mercury retrograde is in Leo. And me being a Leo, I'm like, yes, yes. Send all the Leo energy. Make everybody crazy in the atmosphere with the Leo energy. Hello, Goddess Gamby, joining me on the tube of you. What's going on, Goddess? Yes, I love it when the goddesses start together. So we're going to be talking about that Mercury retrograde. But before I jump into that, again, let me calm down because I am like super hyped this morning. Like, I feel so good. Y'all just have no idea. I have lots of gratitude and oh, God is Quaylee, my sister. Hey, sis. I feel so good. I feel so, so good. Um, so yes, we're gonna be talking about that. So do me a favor, go ahead and hit that share button and put this on timelines, FYPs. Yes, Leo Rising. Yes, I love it. Um, put this on like your timeline lines, your FYPs, share it with your peeps, get them up in this room because you know they need to be up in here, listening to this message. Yes, God is rising to Goddess Quayle. Yes, God is opulent. All right. Told y'all, I love it when the goddesses gather. Oh, makes my heart just feel so good. Feel so good. All right. So a couple of housekeeping announcements that I have. So if you are interested in the pilot beta program of Reclaim Your Light, where you step into divine alignment, and I am your gracious guide through that process, counseling session, so that we can meet and we can talk and I can tell you about the program and see if it's a right fit for you, which I'm pretty sure that it is because I attracted you. You attracted me. I manifested you. You manifested me. All of this glorious energy happening here. So yes, you have time for that. That is a new program that I just launched. It's in the beta um, phase right now because it's very new. But I'm telling you, just because it's beta and new does not mean I am not going to give you the best that I got, like Anita Baker, because you know I will. Giving you the best that I got. Yes. All right. Second thing I wanted to announce. So next Sunday is going to be our last Sacred Sunday for a while. And the reason why is because, drum roll. Ooh, thank you. I am launching my new podcast. Yes, my new podcast. So if you have been looking at any of my stories on TikTok at least, I don't think I've posted on IG and FB yet. But I will be. So just, calm down. I will. Um, but it is my new podcast that is coming out. It is called Light Work and Life Talk, where spirit work meets real life with me, Allison Rozelle. So I want you to stay tuned. It's going to debut on my birthday, which is August 11th, just so you know. So, yeah. So a lot of stuff happening right now that I'm super excited about. Everybody got that? Good. Hey, goddess pals. All right, so let's get on in and talk about this here Mercury retrograde, because Lord of mercy. Oh, your mommy is 813. I love it. Lord of mercy. Okay, so Mercury retrograde. How many of you, whenever you know that Mercury retrograde has come upon us, you start feeling a little bit of angst, you start feeling a little bit of worry, you start feeling like, oh my God, I can't do anything because Mercury retrograde, or when stuff starts going haywire, you're like, oh my God, Mercury retrograde, will you please stop retrograding? If you are guilty of this, go ahead and raise your hand, put it in the comments, just say guilty or whatever, because we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. And again, I'm going to stress that this Mercury retrograde, the zodiac that it is in, is Leo. Mm, 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 mm. So Mercury retrograde has this very bad reputation. And what I do is I kind of blame the new age spirituality movements that have been happening in these past like what decade or so. As more people start to learn more about like astrology, how we are in sync with the planets, the moon, and all of that, I feel like there's a lot of misinformation that gets out there. Matter of fact, I know there's a lot of misinformation. Hey, Aaron Ashley. So there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of misconceptions out there about Mercury retrograde. So a lot of, and thank you all for the gifts on TikTok. Don't think I don't know. I appreciate them. I see them. But I will get distracted. If I say something about every single one of them, I'll be like, squirrel, squirrel. And I will never get through my what I want to talk about. But I appreciate them. Thank you. Um, so we're gonna talk about some of these misconceptions and how they are affecting us when it comes to the Mercury retrograde. So let's talk about misconception number one. Misconception number one. Everything goes wrong during the Mercury retrograde. Eh, no. Here's the truth. Not everything goes haywire during the Mercury retrograde. The Mercury retrograde is basically it highlights the things that are already out of balance. That's it. It's not there to start no trouble. Mercury retrograde comes in when it comes in and be like, look, I don't want no trouble. I ain't here to start no shit. But I'm just saying, here's some stuff that's out of balance, and you might need to pay attention to it. So some of the things that it's bringing attention to as far as being out of balance are things like communication, travel, and technology. So it's less about chaos and more about the reflection and recalibration. So if your systems are in alignment, if you are in alignment, then when the retrograde hits, you may feel just like a little bit of stuff or nothing at all. Or you can even experience some breakthroughs. How many people are looking for some breakthroughs right about now? I am. Because, yes, you can have breakthrough during the Mercury retrograde. You absolutely can. So, let's not blame everything that goes wrong on the Mercury retrograde. Sometimes stuff goes wrong because shit just happens. It just does. And we can't say, to me, it's before you knew that a Mercury retrograde even existed, what did you do? What was the scapegoat then? Hello, tea time beauty. What was the scapegoat then for your problems or when something went wrong or something is out of alignment? Misconception number two, you should never sign contracts or make decisions. Eh, Okay, so it is wise to double check things. And hopefully, you don't sign contracts without reading them anyway. Let's talk about that. What are you signing on and you not reading the fine print? You should never be doing that. You should always double check your details, double check the fine print, read and make sure that you have an understanding, ask questions, right? You should be doing that anyway because life doesn't stop just because Mercury is in retrograde. It doesn't. Can't stop, won't stop. And if something is time sensitive, or if it's something that is well thought out, just go do it. Take care of your business, please. Because I don't want you missing out on no money. I don't want you missing out on no opportunities. I don't want you missing out on anything abundant. Because here's the thing, we serve or we shine on behalf of the divine. And the divine is the creator of all things, even Mercury retrograde. So if you already have been divinely assigned and pretty much told that this is what you're supposed to do, spirit and the ancestors already gave you the thumbs up and the go ahead, why are you dragging your feet? You're using it as an excuse because of failure to launch. You are scared to do it. So here comes Mercury retrograde, and you be like, oh, well, no, can't do it now because Mercury's in retrograde. So I guess you gotta put it off a little bit longer. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's just asking you to just be a little more mindful of what you're doing. That's it. That's it. Hello, Goddess Chantel. Just be a little more mindful. The retrograde is asking you for just a little more discernment, not complete avoidance. I'm going to say that again. Mercury retrograde is asking you to practice a little more discernment, not avoidance. So if you've already got the thumbs up from spirit and the ancestors, they've already gave you the green light. You've already listened to John Legend sing that, give me the green light. You know you got the green light. If you don't get your hips up and move them closer to where you're supposed to be, I don't know what. Misconception number three. Mercury retrograde is purely negative. Eh, It's not. It's not. This is a sacred time for slowing down. It's a time of introspection and maybe a little spiritual review. So many people experience some healing conversations during Mercury retrograde, creative breakthroughs. And it is a Leo retrograde. Leos are very creative people. I'm just saying, you better latch on to that information. Let that creative energy just go on and do it. And some powerful realizations come through during Mercury retrograde. This is an ideal time for revising, reconnecting, rethinking, or even redoing something that maybe you rushed before and you need to make better with that. So maybe you rushed into something when you should have took your time. This is the time where you can take a step back and be like, "Oh, let me do some recalibration here. Let me do some restructuring. What is it that maybe is looking for a nice remix?" Yeah. Maybe there's a program that you launched and it kind of fell flat. Maybe this is the time for you to do a little remix to it and, give it new life. You never know. Misconception number 4, technology fails just because of Mercury retrograde. Let's be so freaking for real. Because since everybody and their grandmama is using technology, which includes the internet, social media, uh shit, chat GPT, and any other thing that is online, since we're all using this stuff at one time, don't you think at one moment it might go down? It might mess up. If you're using an older computer, like, oh my God, y'all. I just bought this laptop that I'm using right now, like earlier this year, because the laptop I was using before, that baby was like 10 years old. And she was like, please, please, can you retire me? I'm tired. I can't, I can't go no further. I can't do it. I can't do no more. Please, please put me out my misery. And I did. And I did. So, you can't blame Mercury retrograde on all stuff of technology. So, tech issues happen anytime. And we know this, right? Mercury retrograde, it might amplify like some underlying glitches or misalignments because, again, it's here for discernment and to highlight things that are already out of balance. Good morning, multi maven. So at this juncture, it's just reminding you maybe you want to back up some files. Maybe you want to update your passwords. Or maybe just slow down when you're using technology. Now, ooh, thank you. Now, here's my thing with that. Because we live in a society where we're so dependent on technology. I mean, hell, aren't we talking online right now? Aren't you listening to me stream on some platform or another, like right now? But maybe the Mercury retrograde is saying, you know what? Maybe kind of back off using so much technology and step into your creative genius without the technology. Maybe you need to write some stuff by hand so you can look at your handwriting and feel the energy and vibration that comes from your handwriting. I don't care if your handwriting looks like chicken scratch. Sometimes it's best to do something in your own energy. Pen to paper, pencil to paper. Pick it up and do that. Maybe instead of reading an ebook, Maybe you need to have a book. Feel the pages, feel the cover, smell it. I love to smell my books. Anybody else smell their books? I smell my books. I smell my books and I smell my cards. And I know I'm not the only person that does that. But I love the way books feel and smell and, and just the energy that comes from that. So maybe instead of saying all the technological glitches that can happen during a Mercury retrograde, it's just telling you to slow down, step away from using so much technology and lean into your own creative energy, your own energy period. I think we all doom scroll a little bit too much on social media, or we'll get started on, YouTube watching videos and we'll fall down this rabbit hole of watching all of this stuff. And it's like, at what point have you given your eyes a break from looking at this stuff? From not watching television, from not, looking down at your phone, from not, looking at your laptop, all of those things. When's the last time you gave your eyes a break from that? Gave your brain a break from that? And you just allowed yourself to be with yourself, your thoughts. I know silence is something that a lot of people are afraid of, but if you learn how to enjoy your own company and deal with the things that you've been avoiding dealing with, you know, like going to therapy, getting a life coach, and letting these people help you deal with things that you've been not dealing with well. Yeah, just saying. I'm just saying. Misconception number 5, Mercury retrograde is the same for everybody. Mm-mm. No, it's not. The effects can vary based on sometimes your natal chart, you know, um, how the retrograde aspects, how it affects the personal planets in your natal chart can be something that you can think about. Anybody, y'all know y'all natal chart? Have you ever pulled it? You might want to check it out sometimes if you've never done it. If you go to astro.com, you can get a free one. I don't get anything for mentioning them. It's just that that's the one that I've used. And yeah. So some people feel it very intensely, like I said, for the retrograde. And some people barely notice it. Astro.com. I don't know if that's what you're asking me, pals, but yeah. Also, different retrogrades focus on different themes depending on the zodiac that Mercury is in. So again, I can't overemphasize because I'm a Leo. It's in Leo right now. So if you feeling kind of showy and like you want to like put yourself out there and just, have fun and just really ham it up, that's that Leo energy kicking in. Don't fight it, boo. Just go with it. Just go with it. And don't worry, find you a good Leo because we'll hype you up the whole time. We'll hype you up the whole time. We really will. All right. And the last misconception. Oh, it's Mercury's fault. So here's a little truth. Mercury retrograde is a mirror. Mercury retrograde is a mirror, not a villain. It's not sitting off in the corner twirling its mustache. I'm gonna mess with you. It's not that. It's not. It reflects when we've been moving too fast, when we're avoiding communication, or we are skipping details. Again, it's asking for you to use discernment, and it's really just showing you the stuff that's already out of balance for you to work on it. So blaming Mercury retrograde keeps you from doing the inner work that it's asking you to do. Because Mercury is like, listen, I can't keep showing this to you every time I retrograde. This is what you need to work on. This is the stuff that is out of balance. If you do something about it, you won't feel this so much. So, those are the misconceptions. So, I'm going to give you a couple of journaling prompts because, of course, I'm going to give you homework. Kind of coach would I be to let you show up and listen to me yap for all this time that I don't give you something to do and something to think about. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. First question, I'm going to ask you three questions. What truth have you been avoiding saying or hearing? What truth have you been avoiding saying or hearing? Hmm. Thank you, Tea Time Beauty, for putting that in the comments. Where in my life do I need to slow down and rethink my approach? Where in my life do I need to slow down and rethink my approach? I want you to think about that. And then last one, how can I communicate more clearly with myself and others? How can I communicate more clearly with myself and others? I want you to really give this some thought while we are in this retrograde that is Mercury. Because I promise you, so many of us are using Mercury retrograde as an excuse to not live our lives, as an excuse to not do what we know we've been called to do. We're using it as a reason to not launch. So we're no longer going to blame Mercury retrograde, right? We're not going to blame that anymore. We're going to look at it as the sacred time that it is. Personally, love Mercury retrograde. At first, when I first learned about it, I was kind of like everybody else, like, oh, ooh, ah. But as I started to read more about it, experience it more, and get a better understanding energetically, because y'all know I'm an energy healer, I'm an energy reader. This is what I do. I'm not very versed in astrological stuff. I'm still learning, you know. However, the more I learn, the more I realize how, with so much of the spiritual and spirituality being watered down and being whitewashed and not being it's kind of like there's fear mongering happening within it, just like the fear mongering that we experienced when we were practicing um, organized religion, which is why a lot of us left organized religion. But yet we're bringing those same traits, those same ways of thinking and being into spirituality, and it's watering it down. It's changing it into a way that's going to make you feel the way you felt in the place that you said you didn't want to be. I don't know how else to say that. Well, we're going to stop it. We're going to stop it because it's time. Now, I gave you your homework and I also wanted to pull a card for us. All right. So I'm going to ask, let's do my cards. Okay. So, from the tube of you, Goddess Gamby, if you are still watching, I want you to give me a number between 1 and 11. And then over here, I want Tea Time Beauty to also give me a number between 1 and 11. And I'm going to pull us a card, 2 cards actually. Secrets of the Ancestors by Abiola Abrams. All right. All right. Tea Time Beauty says 7. Cool. I'm guessing Goddess Gamby might not be able to answer or is not in the room. She might have stepped away. Yes, for the month of July. All right. So I'm going to pull for 7. And let's see. Well, Goddess Chantel, since you just said something, I want you to give the second number. Give us another number between 1 and 11. And as I'm dropping cards, you know, she was thinking 7 too. Okay. If we can do 7 and 7. How about that? Let's just do 7 and 7. But I'm gonna hold these cards though. And not drop them because I'm trying to do too many things at once. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So the first card, yes, it is. The altar of earth. The altar of earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the hand heart. Altar of earth. And it says limitless prosperity. Limitless prosperity. That's card number 37 for all you numerologists. That's 10, which then becomes 1. All right. And for the second card, of course, because of Mercury retrograde, we're going to talk about it. This is Jumbie, card number 13, total disruption. So, what I'm going to say about these cards, I'm not going to read the book because this is what I feel in my spirit. Are you ready? So, there's going to have to be a total disruption of your patterns in order for you to truly tap into that limitless prosperity. First, there has to be that total disruption of your patterns, those bad habits, those old ways of being and thinking, doing things, doing things the way you've always done it just because you've always done it that way, and yet you've always done it that way, and no fruit is shown by that, or fruit comes from that. So, in order for you to experience the limitless prosperity that you've been thinking about, you're going to have to accept the total disruption, the total disruption, the total disruption of the old ways of thinking and being. And then you can experience and you can tap into that limitless prosperity. Because in the limitless prosperity, you have to also see that there are limitless possibilities. The possibilities are endless, limitless of what you can achieve and do. But if you don't totally disrupt, practice the discernment, look at the things that are already out of balance, acknowledge them, and make course correction, then you're always going to to experience the same thing. And that is really the core, the crux of this Mercury retrograde. It is a pattern interrupt. It is a pattern interrupt. It is a shift. Hello, Goddess Rich Ocean Sunflower. That is what it is. That's it. That's the crux of it. That's the crux of it. So, you have your marching orders. I hope this makes you feel better about Mercury retrograde so you can stop with the doom and gloom of it and start living your life, understanding what it is asking of you during this time. So, everyone that is on the tube of you in the book of face, thank you for joining. I'm going to stick around a little bit on the clock app. So, but you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you all again soon. And enjoy the replay on the two of you. All right.